Hi, so today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to make an espresso using a handpresso. So, what's a handpresso? It's like a bicycle pump which is used to build up the pressure, and then we have a small like water filter, and then we put some hot water here, and then there's a valve which will help to release, and it can it it has a bar indicator, and when I've used this it kind of shows the pressure. And to be honest, I've been using this for almost 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now, and uh, it used to be my go-to machine before I got the Flair and now the Cafelat Robot, because the filter basket can hold up to 7 to 8 grams. And what I do normally is I grind it really fine and I top it up to the max, and that will kind of help to build the pressure and slow down the flow of water, and hopefully we can control the espresso. So I'm gonna grind my beans right now, and the grind setting I'm using is the same as what I use for my Cafelat Robot, and I'm going to change it to 7 grams. So grind size is 11. Now the challenge I have is it does not come with a like a portafilter. No, not a portafilter. What do you mean that? The doser. So it can be a little bit tricky. I'm using my Flair accessories, and more or less that's about similar kind of diameter, so it fits in. But I wish the Handpresso team gives like a dosing funnel or something like that together with this. That would help a lot. They do give us like a spoon, like a dosing spoon and all that, but honestly it's still gonna create a mess. So ideally, if there was like a, you see I'm tamping, I did not take a measure, but it should be, based on my experience, it's going to be around 8 grams. I'm going to stuff in 8 grams, and the idea is to stuff in as much as I can, and that way hopefully we can give it adequate pressure. Just a wee bit more. Yeah, so there you go. So I've used up all my ground beans, and for tamping I'm using the back of this. It kind of is about similar diameter, so there you go. See there's coffee around the edges, and that's what I mean. If Handpresso team could give us like a dosing thing, and then I'm just gonna wipe it clean later. And what is more important is I need to build up the pressure. The water is gonna boil, so I'm just gonna build up pressure. So you can see the bar indicator is going up. So once it's in the green zone, means it's ready for espresso. There you go. So now I have it in the green zone, which means it's in the espresso zone. Okay, so the water has boiled. Normally I would kind of what do you call this? Preheat the chamber one time. Because it's all metal. It's a nice build quality, and like I said, I've been using it for like 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now, and it's still going great. So I did one time preheat, and so what I do is now I'm doing like a pre-infusion kind of phase, and I will count to 5. So it's about 5 now, and I'll let it go. Okay, so I'm gonna let go now. I think I tamped it too much. I filled in too much. So maybe I should aim for an espresso, but this is dripping really. So okay, I'll change the plan to an espresso. I'll stop at 16 grams, but even then it's gonna be really slow. I choked the machine. It's now 7 grams. I can stop. I can make it like a ristretto, but nah, let's continue to. Okay, so it's going to be 14 grams soon, and I'm gonna stop it. You can see the pressure is still there around 4. I don't know what that bar would be, but like that's like 8 bars. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. By that I mean I'll just let it drip over this. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna let go now. I think I tamped it too much. I filled in too much. So maybe I should aim for an espresso, but this is dripping really. So okay, I'll change the plan to an espresso. I'll stop at 16 grams, but even then it's gonna be really slow. I choked the machine. It's now 7 grams. I can stop. I can make it like a ristretto, but nah, let's continue to. Okay, so it's going to be 14 grams soon, and I'm gonna stop it. You can see the pressure is still there around 4. I don't know what that bar would be, but like that's like 8 bars. Okay, I'm gonna stop. So I mean it is capable, and like you saw, you could probably try to choke the machine, and then you could get like an espresso as well. This used to be my machine, and what happens is, you see there's still some pressure in there, so once you're done you just let go. Okay, make sure you let it go, because otherwise you're not going to be able to open this thing. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the puck, and the puck is pretty nice and dry. Another round 2, because the first round the shot ran too slow, so I'm gonna put a little bit of less coffee. This way I'll try this. So let me reduce the dosage to 7 grams. Again, so this time I will not tamp it so hard. Okay, so the water is just boiled. I'm pouring it till the mark. Okay, and then I put this. Let me tear the weight of the cup. So I have about 7 grams of ground coffee to release now. So okay, it's still, I've ground too finely, so I will aim for maybe even a ristretto. This is not a working out, man, bro. I'm going to stop at 14 grams. Yep. So I have about 15 grams of espresso. I'm going to release now. So okay, it's still, I ground too finely, so I will aim for maybe even a ristretto. This is not working out, man, bro. I'm going to stop at 14 grams. Yep. It does produce a little bit of a crema. It smells pretty good. I can smell the jasmine notes. Okay, it has the jasmine flavor as well. Slightly bright. It's quite well balanced. It has a little bit of a sweet aftertaste of like a honey kind of aftertaste. It's pretty good actually. The shot is pretty good. Like I said, if you're ready to make some adjustments and some workarounds, it is possible to pull an espresso using a Handpresso. It's just that the shot is really small, so usually I usually aim for 14 grams of coffee to get 28 grams of espresso. 7 grams of coffee powder limits it to 14 grams of espresso. So if you're into really small doses, then this might work. Another thing I notice is until and unless you grind it really fine, otherwise you're going to get more like lungo. So with 7 grams you're going to get 28 grams of lungo kind of shots. So if you want espresso shots, this is how I do it. I've used this machine for 4+ years. It's a pretty good machine. It's working fine, like as good as it did from day one. I just have to I use vegetable oil and oil the valves on this hand pump side, and pretty much that's the only maintenance I've done. Now when you want to clean, remember to release the pressure. Okay, so this thing, it's because it's got watery, I've kind of not getting the grip, and I don't have a towel here. But what I wanted to show you was the puck is pretty nice and dry, and let me just put it over here. Yeah, it's pretty nice and dry puck. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you.